Hello, this is Karen Squires with Stampin' by the Bay, and today we are going to make this Snow Place side step card. All right, so the card base is a piece of crumb cake, which is 8.5 by 5.5. And what you want to do is you want to score it in half at the 4 1/4. All right, and you then would put the piece of paper on my score pad or my score tool, and I would mark the 1, the 2, the 1 3/8, the 4.5, and the 6 3/8. And you have to cut this part. So these dotted lines you score, and right down here you want to cut. All right. I'll put a link. There's a tutorial on how to do these with split coats. They're kind of really all over the place. But that is the base. All right. And next, what I went ahead and done is I have the framelets, and the framelets I do recommend that you get with these. But what I did, because I had a class and I wanted to cut these in bulk, I didn't want to have to run everyone through. So I lined up my, I took my Whisper White cardstock and I went ahead and stamped multiple times the big snowman, the little snowman. I stamped the earmuffs, the scarf, the hat, both hats, the top hat and the Santa hat, the arms, the different sizes, as well as the bow tie. The bow tie was cut out as well. I went ahead and stamped all that on my Whisper White cardstock, and I ran it through my Brother Scan and Cut, and it scanned everything. And while I was cutting out the card, it went ahead and cut out everything. And I had placed these in individual bags. The only thing I used the framelets for was this little holly and berries. The Scan and Cut doesn't really cut those well because they're not connected. So I only had to cut out a few of those, which made it easier. The trees, this is for the Peaceful Pines. Now the Peaceful Pines has the framelets as well. Since I had to cut so many of these and I wanted extra to make tags with, I went ahead and cut these out with my framelets, and one of each size, and I placed them on my a piece of paper, and I had scanned all 3 sizes into the Brother Scan and Cut, and I duplicated them, which you're allowed to do, and then I basically told I wanted to cut these out on 8.5 by 11. I organized it on that piece of paper, and then I ran my Old Olive cardstock through, and I ran through, I think, like 3 pieces of paper. And I wish I would have saved the piece of paper that it cut out. It used up so little paper, it was able to cut out more efficiently the number of trees based on the size, and it would rotate the trees and everything to fit the most trees on a piece of paper, which I really, really enjoyed. So right now, I have everything cut out, and I even have the card base cut out. So this is a really simple card to put together once everything's cut out. It's something that you could probably cut out stuff together and then later sit down and assemble them. There's not much stamping. It's already been done and cut. Okay? So we basically are going to take the 8.5 or the 8.5 by 5.5 piece that's already cut and scored. All right, and we're going to go ahead and fold this. So this is going to be folded up, and we are going to fold this one this way, this way, this way, and this way. Once it's all folded, I just kind of run my bone folder across to just reinforce those sides. And I think apparently I'm the only one that hasn't done a side step card. Okay, next you want to go ahead, and this is a piece of DSP from the Merry Moments, and this piece of DSP is 2 inches by 4 inches. All right. I did 2x4 only because it could have gone all the way down to 4 1/4, but it's going to be covered up, and I was trying to use, so I had less scraps. I could use a whole sheet of paper, and I didn't have that, that little scrap left over. Okay. Now these pieces of Whisper White, I have one that is 5 1/2 inches long by 3/4 of an inch long. And I went ahead and tore it ahead of time and put them in the kit, so then that way everyone had the kit, had it already torn the right size. And this is going to go along the front. All right. Now, this piece here, what I found was easy was I took a piece that was 4 inches by 3 1/2 inches of Whisper White, and I marked this at the 1 5/8 mark. And you can tear it by hand. If you have, this is ages. I'm sure my mom will remember this. This used to be a Creative Memories tearing tool when the tearing was really in. But if you want, you can, if you have a tearing tool, you can put that tearing tool down and go ahead and tear that strip. And it actually gives you a nice snow look edge. And if not, you can sit there and very easily tear it by hand. I use the pencil lines as a mark for them. So this one, it will be around. And if you really wanted to, you could go back and kind of lightly erase that pencil line. All right. So I have those ready. The other thing is I want to go ahead and stamp the Merry Christmas along the bottom. Now the Merry Christmas is from the Snow Place stamp set. And I'm going to use Real Red ink. I'm going to stamp right here along the bottom. Kind of rocked it, and I shouldn't have, but I think I'm going to restamp it. All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and attach everything. The Peaceful of Pines, I did forget, after I had cut them out, I went ahead and stamped with the one stamp that's in there with the Whisper White craft ink to give it that snow look on them. But that's it for that one. All right, and I'm going to attach all of these pieces. I am going to end up attaching with dimensionals, so they have the depth. They have the depth in the card. All right, I'm going to go ahead and assemble everything else first. The only other thing we have to do is I did use up some of the older, I think it's on the clearance rack, it may still, real red ribbon, and we just tie a bow around this top flap. And since it was so small and the card is going to be open anyway, I just went ahead and tied it around it. Okay, there you have it. If you would like for me to show you how make a video on how I actually cut these out on the Brother Scan and cut, as well as the trees, I can do that as well. Just let me know. All right, but these are, the cards are already, I may go back and put a little message on the inside, but we'll see, or on the outside. Thank you for watching. Oh, the one thing I forgot to do, and I might be too late. For this one, I had actually used my Wink of Stellar brush, and I colored in the white part to make it sparkle. This one, I usually try to do it before I add it on here, but this one I'm just going to go ahead and not do it because it's kind of hard to color behind the trees and everything. But that was the only difference, is on these, I went ahead and, you know, do the clear Wink of Stellar brush. Alrighty. Alright, again, thanks for watching. And again, this is Karen Squires with Stampin' by the Bay.